required to spin an ellipse, let's go into a real life example on how to find the 4 key components required in order to graph an ellipse. So the first thing we need to find is our center. So how do we find the center? So what you want to do is you want to set x and y is equal to 0. Therefore, you will get x is equal to -1 by moving 1 to the other side, and move 4 to the other side, you get 4. So this is our center. Okay, -1, 4. The next thing we want to find is a horizontal major / minor axis lengths. So in order to know which one you want to find first, you want to look at the denominator of these two fractions, and whichever one has a bigger denominator, you want to find that one first. So in this case, x plus 1 squared over 36 has a bigger denominator in the fraction, and x squared directly equates to a horizontal major axis. So in this case, we will find that one first. That one first. So how do we find it? We will set 36 equal to a squared equal to 36. Sorry. A is equal to 6, and we will now multiply 6 by 2, which will give us 12. So our major axis length is going to be 12. And how do we find our minor axis length? So minor axis length is a fraction of the smaller denominator. Minor axis length is going to be, let's say, b squared. Let b be our minor axis length. So b squared is equal to 20. B is equal to 4 root 5. 2 root 5. And we will multiply this by 2. And I'm not going to do that right now, but you can do that in your calculator, and you will find your length. Alright, now that we figured out our A and B points, we can figure out what's called foci. Foci are great reference points when you're graphing your ellipse. That's why I've included this bonus content for those who might want to use it, and it's highly suggested that you use it because it gives you a cleaner graph. So how do you find the foci? Recall A was 6 and B was root 20. This was before we multiplied these values by 2. So these were respective values. So how do we find our foci? Using this equation. C squared equal to 36 minus root 20 square 36 minus 20 16. C squared equals 16. C is equal to 4. Therefore our foci is 4. And I will explain what we will do with that in our next video and how to use it when I actually explain how we're going to graph this ellipse with all the key components we found in this video. So make sure you come back for that. Alright, we've looked at example 1. We figured out how to figure out the foci, the center, the major axis lengths. So let's go into our second example, which will repeat the process so you get a more clear idea. So our first key component is our center, which is 6 and 3, remembering after we set those two 0. Our second key component is our horizontal / vertical major axis length. So in this case, this fraction is the one with the bigger denominator, and y squared directly equates to a vertical major axis length being found first. So we will do that. A squared is equal to 16, A is equal to 4, multiply that by 2, and you get A is equal to 8. That is our first axis length. So that's our major axis length over here. B squared equal to 9. B is 3. Multiply that by 2, and you will get B is equal to 6. That's our minor axis length. So now that we know A, which is our major axis length, and B, our minor axis length, 8 and 6 respectively, we can graph our ellipse, but we also have to find our foci. So let's go over foci real quick. was 4, B was 3. Let me just make sure of that real quick. Yep, that's right. Okay, so let's bring back our old handy dandy formula. C squared is equal to A squared minus B squared, 4 squared minus 3 squared, C squared is equal to 16 minus 9, C squared is equal to 7, C is equal to root 7 is going to be our foci. Let me just give you a decimal for that value. That is around 2.65. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We found the foci, we found the A values, we found the B values, the lengths, which was in the previous cut. And yeah, let's go on with the third example. Alright guys, let's go on to our third example over here. So you might be like, this looks a little familiar, right? It looks like the equation of a circle. And you're absolutely right. Essentially, what we have here is x squared over 50 plus y minus 9 squared over 50 equals to 1. This is just another way we can write that. And in this ellipse standard form, we see that A is equal to B, therefore this ellipse is actually a circle. So let's figure out how to find the key components in order to graph a circle. Technically this ellipse is a circle. So the first thing we have to find is the center. We can find the center by setting x squared is equal to 0, x is equal to 0, y minus 9 equal to 0. Move 9 to the other side, we have y is equal to 9. Now that we have our x and y values, we can find the center slash vertex of the circle, which in this case is 0, 9. How do we find the radius? Recall that the standard form for a circle is x minus h squared plus x minus k squared is equal to r squared. Yeah, that's it. So r squared is equal to 50. R is equal to root 50, which is about 7.1, boys. That's it. Thanks for watching my video. Make sure to subscribe and watch out for part 2. And I am out.